Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I welcome all of you. I am Rebecca. You can call me Becca. And today we are going to be setting up my 2026 journal. I'm going to say journal because I took this it's a happy stop planner with the discs and everything, but I am using it as a bullet journal and I'm really happy about it. So we're starting and it's a long one, so go grab yourself something to eat and a big bottle of water because it's going to be a long one. I am starting off this journal by literally just doing some art because I like to really go out with my journal, especially because if I make it too simple or too minimalistic, I normally do not use it. So I also didn't just want to jump in with just, oh, a cover page like a welcome 2026 and nothing. So I was on Pinterest and I saw like these really cute little illustrations of portraits, kind of like drawings in portraits, and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to use this. I'm just gonna draw myself and put it like it's a little portrait of me. Yeah, that was the initial idea. I bought these little, it's fine liners. It's fine liners but with brush pens. They don't really have an actual brand kind of thing. It's I think it's Chinese, but it's made in China. But I will leave whatever link I can to these brushes because I really like them. They're water based. I do think you can find them in AliExpress, so I will see if I find the proper link for you guys, so I'll leave it down below. And it's really fun to use them and everything, especially because I am using 120 gram like paper, so like GMS, and like 120 GMS paper. So I got to really have fun with this. Unfortunately, my alcohol markers bleed through everything. I did have a test page for that and it didn't really go as planned. So I ended up buying these ones because I was like, they're cheaper and I just want something to be able to like color my journal and try not to spend so much time like I normally do. Yeah, no, I failed that miserably. Mostly because I'm normally using my journal, like I like to draw literally everything in it. Just sometimes if I have a crazy idea and I decide to use stickers, but then like I drew the stickers, or I want to make something different and I end up making that too. So it's still like I drew it, but I still put time and energy into it. And I really like using colored pencils. I love using markers. So just like sitting down and be able to like draw this and record it again, it's just really fun and crazy and amazing. I know that I did kind of make a mistake when I was doing the skin color. When I started laying out like the first layer, I was kind of like, yeah, no, she's a bit too light. Like I'm making myself too light here. Like I know I'm light skinned, but yeah, no, that's like I spice light skin too much. On camera, it doesn't really show that much, but I kind of got it right a little bit more. I did give myself a little bit more of a tan in the end, but either all, it still looked really pretty. I also had fun like just going crazy with the coloring pencils, especially because I do use a lot of coloring pencils. I still do that, especially because I was only going to use like these water-based brushes for just like a base layer, because I think it just makes the colored pencils like color better, just spring out a little bit more, especially on the camera. I don't know why. I just love using it as like a base layer sometimes. There are some of the colors for this one, for like this brush, this water-based brush pen that I use that I do layer it up a little bit more, but on some instances I don't, because I didn't really like the way it was blending. I didn't really feel like it had an actual blend to it, if you could say that. And that is not really what I was intending to do when I sat down and like started drawing this, because I took like a few days to sit down and do this entire setup and just add the things I wanted to add in this journal. I wanted an opening just to be like, this is me, this is technically how I see myself, just with a lot of pinks and purples, you know, just like how I want my hair color to be this year, something like crazy like that. So I was just like putting a lot of work and everything out of it, you know, just making it as sweet and amazing as it is, because since 2025, like the last 6 months, I wasn't able to journal for the first time in like three years, and it was very hectic because sometimes I'd wake up and I did not know what I was supposed to do. I tried using Notion, but unfortunately for me, Notion does not work. I really need that uplifting feeling of, I did this. This is how the things I like, this is how it goes. For me, I like using Notion as more as a second brain. I have things I need to actually remember, especially if you guys don't know, I am currently writing my debut novel, and I normally like to use Notion to add like little reminders or just have stuff about my novel there, like characters or their backgrounds or something like that. Like I said, I use it as a brain, like a second brain. But when it comes to actually remembering, I have to get up, I have to edit a video, I have to start drawing for like next week's illustration, I have to do this, I have to do that, you know, it wasn't really happening, and it was just a real hectic time. Like, I don't know if you guys had that this year as well. Like, I'm not gonna say it was horrible, I've had horrible days, but it was just weird, and I wanted this journal to emphasize a new start and a happy one. So now we're going to go in with the word of the year and the quote of the year. I have not actually written down the word of the year and my quote of the year yet, because I think I'm going to repeat this year's quote because I really love it. And the word of the year, I'm going to have to sit down and meditate about it a little bit more, because I want it to be something like that I'm in tune with, that it's not just gonna like branch out and happen, but I'm actually going to feel it. And that's technically why I want to meditate on it, mostly because normally when I write my word of the year, I normally either have one or two words that are normally going to inspire me, or I like vibrated towards it. And when it's a quote, like it hits hard and it stays. Like my quote of the year is the same thing from this year, which is, God put that dream in your heart for a reason. And that is going to continue being the quote of the year. So I decided to leave that one, but I haven't written it down yet because I really want to do something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more personal. Maybe I'm going to edit some stuff to it. I don't know. But when it comes to the word of the year, I haven't decided it yet. So when I did the setup, I didn't end up recording it because I hadn't decided what the word of the year would be. And I only decided like if I was actually going to use the quote of the year like afterwards as well. So I'm still waiting to see what my word of the year would be. If you guys have your word of the year already, please leave it down below in the bottom, like in the comment section. So maybe your word of the year is actually an inspiration to me. Now we are going to go into the actual cover of 2026. I wanted this year's theme to be fruits. Why? Because I like fruits and I wanted something to remind me of being fruitful and, like a lot of abundance. And one thing that I thought kind of had a lot to do that is fruits, because fruits are they're sweet, they're prosperous. Like when they go, they come in like in abundance, especially if you planted it properly, you took care of it, you get it in abundance and everything. And that's kind of the vibe I was going. I think I just found out the word of the year. I figured out the word of the year. It's fruitful. There. I figured it out. And I wanted this entire year's theme to be on fruits. So I have a couple of, I think I've already planned the entire year, like the themes I want for each month already, because I don't want to sit there and be like, oh my god, what fruit am I gonna be? What fruit am I gonna do this year? So I just wanted to do that. And for an opening, I saw this really cute idea of like jelly and fruits, like like you make jam out of it. So I wanted to do something like really cute like that, and I saw I got a lot of inspiration because of the jam, and there was this other one that really inspired me to do this artwork. I think the only things that I kind of changed from it was definitely like the peaches. There were no peaches in that illustration, and I still wanted to turn it into a little bit of my own thing. But when it comes to bullet journal, I know that a lot of people get inspiration for themes from other people and then they adapt it to their own, or they're just use the same style and everything. I will try and find the image. I think I do have it saved here, and I'll add it to you guys because it didn't really have the name of the artist who did it. So if you guys know who it is, please tell me in the comment section below. And the little quotes that I love putting in every cover that I do for the beginning of the year, obviously. My little quote is to welcome 2026, be sweet and abundant all year round. That is technically what I wanted for my 2026. Now I'm just starting to color in the jars, and it was actually pretty fun to do this. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually really fun to do this. I was very zoned in, listening to music, Actually, I only started listening to music afterwards. I was listening to Rotten Mango. I've been listening to a lot of Rotten Mango. There's some true crime stories there. It's just what? But so I was just here in the zone, listening to the craziness of the world, but also just vibing and doing art, because I think there's nothing better than to sit down and to listen either to a podcast or music whilst you're doing art. I think it flows way better, and depending on what you're listening to, it's just gonna get you even more and more into the vibes and more into what you're doing, and that's what I wanted. I really love peaches. I'm not gonna say I have a lot of favorite fruits because I love fruits in general, but I really like peaches. And I love the fact that just get some strawberries, something that I really love, and then you get grapes and peaches and just smash it all together, and then just add it and turn them all into jelly. Just turn it all into jam, just start with it here. And that's literally what I decided to do with this page. I used a lot of the brush pens here just for layering a lot of the fruits. The ones that I actually use the color pencils on are the peaches, because I didn't leave it that color. I do add in some red, some pink, I do add like maroony color as well, and some orange colored pencil, just to get the lay of it. As you guys see me, every time I do like a different peach setup, I kind of get into it a little bit more, and like making it a little bit more and more colorful, and getting a little bit of the ready vibes into it. Very like into the pink tone, like the peachy tones of it. Especially, oh, I'm not gonna tell you guys the theme for January. Oh no, I think I already did. But anyway, yeah, but well, I am gonna have peaches in one of the themes, so I'm actually pretty excited to show you guys that one as well. I do have it almost finished. I'm finishing it this week, and I wanted to have peaches, I wanted to have strawberries. I really wanted to have like a lot of fruits that I really love. And I think the only thing that I was literally having a problem with was deciding which one was going to start January. Mostly because I normally start January with very pink, purpley colors and vibes and everything, but I kind of wanted to look around first and see what I was gonna start with. So when I sat down to do the art for my monthly setup, I had the perfect illustrations like coming to mind and having fun and doing it. And whilst I was doing this, I was already thinking about which one of these fruits is gonna be the monthly like who's gonna be January, because January is my birthday month, and it's also like the first month of the year, so I always like to start the first month of the year with a bang, with good illustrations, because I think that like looking at something pretty, looking at something well done, kind of gives you the sense of accomplishments, like you did this is good for you, like you were able to do this so well, keep going, you are going to go even further. So I really love that sense of accomplishment that I get with doing like my illustrations on my bullet journal. Like I was even thinking about it like, oh, I'm using like the disc format, like I'm using literally like a happy planner, but am I going to print out the pages and like just organize it here, or am I gonna sit down and think and actually use my brain to do something that I want with this? And then I stopped to think about it, and I was like, I mean, if I don't feel like drawing and I do have already a couple of designs for other things that I have planned, maybe I could use that as an inspiration to put it into my journal. And I could do that especially if I don't feel like drawing traditionally. And when I do feel like drawing traditionally, it's okay. I can just draw it, and if I don't, I can just use the I forgot the name of the little thing, the punch hole that you get, so I can put like little holes to put into the happy planner and everything. But at that, I was really a little thinkative back then, but in the end I did come to a conclusion that it's okay if I end up having like wanting to just like print something out and putting it here, because maybe I'll be so busy that the only thing that will get me organized for that month is literally like sitting down, doing something simple and quick, but into the themes that I'm using, and then printing it out and putting it here, because I do intend on going back with my bujus and videos about it and throwing it here, because I think it's something very nice to share and help other people who probably don't have a lot of creativity and they're looking for something creative to do, or just to like get inspired on even their own themes and everything. So I do hope that helps. Okay, so now we're getting into the index. My index does have 2 pages because I had an index in my old journal for the beginning of this year. And the index, it wasn't gonna, even the pages that I already had separated, I knew it wasn't gonna last for the entire year. So on this one, I gave 2 pages. This is a B5. This entire notebook is a B5, so I'm so used to writing in a notebook. It's a planner. It is a planner, but you know what? I'm using it. I'm gonna say whatever. If I say notebook, it's a planner. It's, you know, it's very complicated moving it to another system, but I'm using it this way anyway. And I didn't really want to repeat myself when I also did this video, especially because I have like 2 pages of indexes. So I just did this one, and I'll show you guys when this one's finished. You get to see both of them because I didn't really want you guys to see me redraw the index, redraw the boxes. It's here. The only thing that I change is that I put like peaches on the other side, and on the side I put strawberries on the indexes. And then I'm just going to number the pages, so when I want to find something, I can just like look for the numbers at the bottom. And when it comes to my monthly view, I do have little tabs that I made because I really love the fact that I can refill these planner. It is so good that I can just like buy paper and refill it. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna have the entire year in one planner. And if I want to reuse the cover next year, I can. Or if I don't want to reuse the cover, I can just buy a new one. And it's like really cheap. So I was really, really happy for that one. So now we're doing the Let's Make It Happen, which is technically the yearly goals, but I separated into quarters. Why? Because it's better for me to plan. On this page, I decided to draw some grapes. Like I said, I was going to do a lot of grapes. And I just wanted to make it like loosely grapes, a little line of grapes, you know, just very chic. And then some loose grapes just for the fun of it. And I like to plan things out quarterly because I do find that getting like dividing a big goal and separating it into small chunks helps a lot. And especially for reading, that actually helps me a lot. So this is how I kind of trick myself into going, oh, well, I have time. Like, I can still read another book this month. What I like to do is I'll give my goal, let's say I want to read 12 books for the year. How I ended up reading like more than 12 books in the year is normally like, so my goal is read 1 book a month. Cool, that's cool. When I finish reading that book, especially if I read it and it's like I still have like 15 days left until the end of the month, I'll always be like, I can start another book. It's gonna be fun. And that's technically what I do. I start another book. And it's actually really good because if I don't enjoy the book I'm reading or it gives me trauma, I can like DNF that book, but I'll still have hit my goal. Or if the book that I read was like horrendous, I will still have time to process the horrendousness and hopefully not go into like a whole book, like what's the name of what they call it, like a book slump, and I won't go into a book slump. Like I have writing goals, like I have the writing goals I want to do for the year, so I'll always have the quarterly goals. I will have time to do everything that I want to do, and I have it like divided perfectly. Like I'm only gonna show you guys like the first 2 pages, which is the first quarter and the second quarter. The only thing I technically do is just change the colors for the second quarter, and that's pretty much it technically. But the other quarters I will do off camera just for myself, but you guys won't see it because I'm not gonna show it here, especially because I haven't done it yet. I normally just like doing the last 4 quarters. When I get to like the 3rd quarter, then I'll sit down and I'll do it, because then I'll be more in tune and I will flesh out the things that I didn't do in the first 2 quarters, or the things I have done in the first 2 quarters, or like what didn't work out, and I'll think about why that didn't work out, and then I'll just like map it out and change a couple of things, so then like by the end of the year I know that I changed like the things I wanted to do, but it's not like, oh my god, I did something horrible. No, it's like I changed it because I saw I needed to change something, because there was something that I planned that wasn't supposed to go the way it was, and now I still have like time to change it and make it happen. So technically that's why I say let's make it happen. It goes perfectly with the theme and like the mindset of actually setting smaller and bite-sized goals for the year. So now we're getting into the future log, and my future log is pretty big because, as I said in the beginning, I am doing a yearly setup, so I'm only going to use this one. don't intend on using anything else for nothing. If I end up making another journal this year, it will either be one just for reading or it will be one for writing, so I get my writing like in one specific place where I'm always looking and everything. But for planning and actually getting my day organized and seeing things that I have to do and other small little trinkets that I like, I'm only going to use this journal for that. Well, this planner for that. And for the theme for the future log, I went with kiwis. I really like kiwis. I like their little sweet sour. The word doesn't want to come out. It's soury. There you go. And I just love how it tastes. So I decided to put it in the future log for this one. The future log, I normally don't add actual things. I only actually add like birthdays or very important dates. And for me, birthdays are a very important date. If I want to remember someone's birthday, it will definitely be added here. So if I add someone's birthday here, it's because I really value this person, and I will definitely be reminded just like to go back and just add the birthdays here and also in the monthly setup, because I'll have it in both ways. So if I look in like go to the future log, oh, it's someone's birthday, oh, I got distracted, I forgot, oh, I went to the monthly view, I went to the weekly view, oh, the birthday's there, you know, it's always recorded. It's always there for me to remember whose birthday it is. But I normally remember people's birthdays really fairly well, so I must really be angry with you if I don't say happy birthday. Just mind you that. But besides that, like I'm actually really a loving person when it comes to birthdays. I think birthdays are like special. They should be cherished, and you should definitely always celebrate your like you being alive, no matter how bad your life is, you should always celebrate your birthday. You are the special person for that day, so there is always a special reason why you were there, and you shouldn't let other people put you down, especially when it's the day you were born. That's technically how I view it, so I really like birthdays, guys. When it comes to adding the dates, I like doing it by hand. Do I have the printed out sticker versions of it? Yes. Do I also have them on my store? Yes. Why didn't I use them? Because I like doing it by hand. I'm sorry, I really like doing it by hand. I know most people want to save up time and just want to do it like just print it out and just stick it to the page. I understand that, but I like getting involved and just going with it and just doing it. I think that's why I loved the bullet journal. So like just doing my bullet journal and going wild with the creativity sometimes. You know, I know that it's not every month that I'm super creative or I actually want to do a theme or something, but I did realize that like since I started recording my bullet journals and like the monthly setups for it, and just simply having a schedule to do it has made me more organized. And the fact that I stayed like so many months without my bullet journal, it was driving me crazy. It was literally driving me crazy. I was literally going down a wall. Okay, it wasn't good. So that's one of the many reasons why I really enjoy just sitting down and doing these little intricate little drawings and having fun adding all the little numbers to everything. Like, it takes time, but I actually really enjoy it. It's really fun for me. Now we get to the part where I have to remember. And I've made it my livelihood to remember. This is my period tracker plus, but I have added a plus to this. It's not only my period tracker, it is also my savings tracker. I had decided to add a savings tracker because there was so much space available. I was like, I'm not leaving the space open for no reason. No. And I did not know what to draw. I'm just gonna be honest. I also didn't know what to draw. And I was like, I'm gonna add a savings tracker. I'm gonna do that. You know, I did it once. It worked. I'm gonna do it again this year. So I decided to add my savings tracker, and for the theme for this one, I went with avocados because you guys are going to hear me say this a lot. I really like avocados. Like, I like a lot of fruits that I'm drawing here, but avocados is one of my favorites. But hear me out. I know that a lot of people eat avocados like with, I mean, with salts and stuff. Yeah, no. Here in Brazil, we don't do that. It's like it's eaten with either sugar or honey, and I just like it either way. I just like the fruits in general. It's really good. And it's really good and it's really tasty. So I really enjoy doing that. And I decided to go with avocados for my period theme because I was like, I need something that I really like eating. And I was just like, let's go with avocados because even when I'm not in a really happy mood, eating an avocado makes me happy. So I decided to do that. And on the side, there is a savings planner. That's why it's period tracker. And then there's a little plus on the side. It goes plus the savings right underneath a giant bottle. In the beginning, I was thinking maybe I will color in, you know, like, oh, I reached a certain goal. I say I'm putting like saving 100 each month. But like, yeah, hypothetically, that's That's what I'm choosing to do as an example. And I'll just color it in. But I stopped to think about it, and I'm like, no, I could just write the amount I want, and then maybe I could just leave it blue. And instead of just writing it, I could just like draw little coins afterwards, like for the amounts that I put in, and just like, oh, it's this amount, and then I'll just like draw a giant coin of the amount that I saved until the entire phase is full. So it's really fun. Well, it's a bottle. I don't know, guys. Vase, vase, it's up to you guys. I don't know. Everybody has a different... It's just pronounced differently around the world. I'm sorry. Or pot. There's also pot. Everybody knows what pot is. There, it's a pot. So you can also do that. Now I'm just coloring it in. And I actually like to track my period because I never remember when it starts. So ever since I started using my period tracker, it's just like, oh, when did your period start? Hold on. Oh, that's when it started. Because I never used to remember, and it always frustrated me every time I had to go to the gynecologist, and she would be like, when was the last time you had your period? And I'll be like, oh, I don't track that. That's right. And just had that little the spinning. I think you've seen the meme. They call her like the math lady meme, but it's just Nazareth Tedesco. She's an icon. She's a Brazilian icon. Anyway, for telenovelas. So that's technically how I would look every time I was asked. And then after I started adding this to my bullet journal, it just made my life easier. And this year I decided to go with the savings, as I said, because I did it once and it actually helped me a lot. So this year I'm gonna do it again, and I just color it in blue. It's very light, you know. Even though these brush markers were very cheap, I still like the colors, and the pastel-y colors that they have are so good. I am going to highlight so many things with this damn pen. And they have like a lot of pastel-y colors. The pink, the yellow. I mean, the neon yellow actually looks pastel. And it's weird. As you guys can see, I kind of numbered them because they didn't come with numbers. So to swatch them, I ended up making my own numbers, and I tagged all 48 of them to make sure I knew which pen I wanted to get. So the next page is my fun year in a pixel. I started doing a year in a pixel just as like a it was supposed to be like a curiosity, because I hated every time I did my monthly view, I had to have a space to put my mood. There are just some things I just don't like to do during the monthly view, and writing my mood on the monthly view was one of them. So my year in a pixel is so much better for me because I can just see I have like a yearly view of how my mood was, and I like to organize my moods through like various colors. I'll have like pink, which is normally my favorite color for like an amazing day. I'll have green, and I'll add it for when it's a productive day. So instead of me like, oh, I didn't procrastinate this day because I was busy working on a YouTube video, or I was like drawing, you know, or I'm just like I might have normal people would say I didn't do anything in the day, but I was actually like working on my novel or something like that, or just starting a new novel and brainstorming, and then I normally count that as a productive day for myself. Like I at least have to have at least done 3 of the things I plan on for the week well, for that specific day. So if I did more than 3 things on my list, I will definitely count it as a productive day. Or, oh, there's only one thing, but did I do that one thing for the entire day? If the answer was yes, then it was definitely a productive day for me. So here I'm just choosing the colors. I have colors for everything. The only thing I removed was, I think I had something about the way I used to track it, I used to add headaches, but I used to put it as a color to tell me that I had headaches during my period. So I would use yellow for that. So this time I just put headaches because I normally only have headaches, and it's rarely nowadays I will have headaches when I'm on my period. So I'll just put yellow for that. I have like sad days, I have bored days, I have mental health days, just so when I look back, I can literally see, like, did I have a good year, or am I just complaining for no reason? Like, is it really being a horrible week, or am I just focusing on something stupid that I shouldn't be focusing on? So this really helps me to like take a step back and view like my day or my month or my year properly, and not just like complain for no apparent reason. And I did choose peaches. As I said, the colors get vibrant every time I color in peaches. I was getting more comfortable with coloring peaches. So now we are getting into a couple of small trackers that I like to use. I haven't watched a lot of movies this year, so I decided to make a movies tracker for me. Though I just wrote a movie tracker, but you know what? I know what I'm talking about. And these 2 pages that I'm going to be showing for you guys, the first one is this one, which is the movie tracker. And I'm sorry, mind the quality. I didn't realize I forgot to clean the camera lens, so sorry. Afterwards it's gonna get better, but I'm really sorry for now. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot of movies this year. I can count like 2 or 3 movies I watched this year, maybe. That is like a big maybe. I have been on a binge watch of like dramas, mostly Chinese dramas. I've been really on the Chinese drama vibes. Like, I've got back to watching Korean dramas as well. So I'm kind of on this C-drama, K-drama kind of thing. So I'm pretty enjoying that a lot. And I wanted something to sit down and track what I've been watching. I have a couple of lists of things I want to watch. Next year I have one more episode of a drama that I'm watching. It's like I'm on the last episode, but I refuse to watch the last episode because I really like this drama. But I'm gonna finish it so I can have something to tell myself that I sat down and I watched stuff this year. So I'll be adding that to the list, and I decided to make these little TV boxes, and on the sides I'll be writing the name of the movie that I watched, and I will be giving it a small little rating. I was gonna draw like little circles on it, but then I decided to maybe I wouldn't do that. I kind of decided that I will either draw in the stars later, like for the rating, or I will just like print some stars out and I will glue the stars for the ratings of the movies that I want. That's why I said like I'm probably going to be doing that to other things as well, but in a different way. And here I'm just coloring the little TVs with a little gray I forgot the name of the pens again. Oh my god. The brush pens there. I remember that. The generic brush pens, which are really good, by the way. I just don't like the way they blend, but besides that, for the purposes that I'm using it for, it's actually a really good pen. And I did put like 2 different fruits for this theme. I added another little peach and some grapes as well, and on the sides I added like little cans for them. And on this side, it's my dramas tracker. Drama/series tracker. It depends on what I'm going to be watching, and I just added it there. And the reason I really like this format, especially for this planner, is just the simple fact that, oh, I've watched the 10 movies I had like on the planner. I can just get another page and like make more TV sets and then put it there. Then I have like another 20 or another 10. Like maybe I watched 10 dramas and I watched 10 movies. Then I can just add another page to track how many more things I'm going to be watching. And mostly the dramas I watch are literally for learning purposes, because I am learning Korean and I intend to learn Mandarin. So the fact that I'm already immersed into watching things that are already in Mandarin or in Korean is a very great push-up for me, because I really enjoy their content and I really love like the little just the vibes of it. I love how they write the stories, especially if it's like a romantic comedy or if it's just like a little bit more of an adult kind of theme. And even if there is some romance in it, they know how to make us yearn, like the yearning, they know how to do it, and I really like watching that because of mostly because of that. And since like I like to write, and I'm literally a writer, like I'm not even gonna say like I like to write, I'm literally a writer. I'm literally editing my draft, so it's good to see what inspires me, like why do I like watching like a certain thing, like why do I feel like this is yearning, why do I consider this like a yearning or something like that. So like you can still learn not only from reading, but you can also learn by watching other people do it, so like on a TV screen. So I really enjoy that very much. And I did add like the episodes. I'm a bit concerned because I know that there is this Chinese C-drama that that I want to watch, and it has like 40 episodes. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I calculated all of these to only have 30. So I just hope they have like really small names so I can just add there, or I'll just add like an extra box somewhere. You know what? That is future Rebecca's problems, because Rebecca in the present is just happy she's doing this in the first place. Tell me if you guys enjoy doing trackers like this for your setup. I'm just now finishing some coloring with the little buttons and using the really light blue, like this baby blue from the brush pen, just to color in the screen for the little TVs as well. Well, I was kind of thinking it's like more cell phones or maybe a tablet for this one, because it doesn't have an antenna. And now I'm just finishing adding the little numbers to the episodes for me to always track down how many episodes I've watched so far, so I know which episode I stopped at. So now we have a really big page. Well, it's an AB5, it's a B5 book, so it's really big. It is my bills page. I decided to not add bills and subscriptions because it was annoying having to write 2 things at the same time. I know that it is good for us to separate the things that we have, like there are things that we have to pay and there are things that we can unsubscribe to. But I already know the things that I'm subscribed to, and I already know that I don't intend on like ever getting rid of those things. So I just decided to just put everything down on a bills tracker. I did write enough space to put all of them in here. I did do the page theme as lemons because I like the soury taste of lemons. Are so good. Here's a crazy fun fact. When I was little, I used to like eating the I used to like eating the lemon like you normally do oranges and tangerines. Just like peel it and eat it. It's crazy. I don't know. I was fun. I think I still am, but you know what? Life is lifing, and yeah, I decided just to add all the days of the years and for everything that I have to pay for the entire the amount, and then I just scratch out what I had to pay for. I did add more blocks than I needed for the things I normally use, but because maybe I want to, maybe I'm gonna buy something and I'm gonna parcel it, so just so I know when I have to pay like a certain thing for the rest of the year, just to be more organized is always good to know when you're gonna stop. And that's why I said I don't really need the subscriptions in that certain way, because I kind of already know what I have to do, and when I don't, I have another tracker that I normally use, which is that one is actually in my Notion, but that one is just so I can see where I'm placing my money and how everything is going to it. So I didn't really need to put it here because I already have like mostly like a budget tracker for that. I just need to know what I have to pay when I have to pay it. So I just added the space to put the amount that like what I'm paying, the name of what I'm paying, like it's internet, then I'm just gonna put internet, and on the side I write the day that I have to pay it. Then actually no, it's the side I have the due date that I pay it, I add the amount that I have to pay, and I just add at the bottom paid, and then I just click on everything that is paid, so I just know when I've paid everything. So I already have like everything strategically planned, and it makes my life better because then afterwards I just chuck everything and throw it on Notion, and yay, day saved. This is when I realized the yellows just all look the same for me. When I did the lemons, it just looked all the same for me. I'm so sorry. And here's the part where I get super duper excited for these next pages. This one being my to be read pages, so it's my TBR. I was doing this year. I failed miserably because I got sidetracked, and I know that a lot of readers do this. We end up reading stuff that is not on our TBR, and I am going to try my hardest this year not to do that. I am going to try my hardest to the books that I put on my TBR. Those are the books I'm going to read, and no matter if it's physical or if it's in audio form, those are the books I'm going to read, and I'm going to try my hardest to stick with that. I'm even off Book Talk for a while until I finish my TBR because I have a lot of books there, and I told myself I'm only going back to Book Talk when I finish the books I already have. So that includes the physical books I have and the audiobooks that I have. And there are a lot of it, and I didn't even add like the webtoons I was reading because I would just go crazy. So I just added like the minimal just to make sure that I am in the zone and doing things correctly this year. At the bottom, I did add some like a little bookshelf with a little plant, and also a lot of colorful little books I kind of decided to use the same colors for it, mostly because I was very into cute, vibrant, warm, fluffy colors. I do use blue, and it's normally a cold color, but you know, it still gives you like fuzzy feelings, especially when it's around certain colors. So I really like it. Well, actually, it wasn't blue. I use purple. I don't normally use blue that much. I should use blue more often in my colors when I do stuff like this. I definitely should. But I wanted to make things very girly, so I just used a lot of pinks and purpley. I used the same dark purple that I was using before just to make the borders of this TBR. I know it doesn't look like a lot. I know a lot of people would probably use this entire page like in a month, but since I only have like, I start with small goals, and when I hit that goal, then I start adding more books to it. So if my goal is 12 books a year and I finished like reading the 12 books like in 2 or 3 months, I will have an open window to put in more books for me to read for the rest of the year, and just like making sure that my goals just keep getting bigger and bigger. And I think that is the fun part for me. And I did add some more grapes to just decorations. So this next page is the books I've read. It's just the books I've read in 2026. I didn't have space to like put in the 2026 because I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. But I really enjoyed doing this page because I separated the little squares perfectly, and I say that because I don't just write the name of the book or just like add some, like draw little books to add them. I actually like to print out the cover of the book that I read, and I like to add them literally in the box, and at the bottom I will be giving them a rating. Normally this is what I also do, and at the end of the year I go and I add it to my Notion. Like I said, my Notion is literally just for this stuff. I don't use it for anything else. Well, I do use it for other things, but I mostly just use it for this. Just to keep like tracking of all the books I've read and everything. So I normally use it like that. If I actually do have a goal that if I manage to read at least more like 50 books, I will definitely like add an actual journal for my reading, because then I'm going to dedicate like pages to do small little reviews and write those little reviews for my books. When I was doing these little squares, I was gonna do them freehand because I was managing and everything, but then I was just like, nope, gonna take too much time. Let us do this pretty and beautifully. So I just snapped on my little ruler and I just started doing little spaces to add in the book covers later on. And the theme for these ones were cherries, so I added some cherries at the bottom of this page. There are 40 blocks, so hopefully by the end of the year I will have read 40 books. And I include audiobooks, obviously, because even if you listen to it, it works the exact same part of your brain. I also include webtoons as well, because there are words in the page. Guys, please, you're reading. It doesn't matter. You're reading. I've also intend on adding a couple other things like I'm reading. I don't think I'm gonna add like textbook kind of stuff, because imagine having textbooks about what you're learning. I think I would add a textbook if it was kind of like, oh, the history of what not, because I like history books. So I think that I would definitely consider a book like that also to be reading. And there is also a couple of books that I have, like older books that I have, that I would like to reread, so I might be adding those here as well. Now we're gonna enter into the planning stages of what I do mostly, but most of the time, which is my YouTube planner, my YouTube content planner. And this YouTube content planner is not only going to be for this channel, but I do have an AuthorTube channel that I have, and I actually want to get it in the motions and working as well. So I decided to make this tracker bigger. Well, it's not a tracker, it's a planner. I don't know why I think tracker again. But I decided to make it bigger, and what it ended up doing, I added little lines to these little blocks so I can count the views, the minutes, and the subscriber counts that I've had. But for this one, it's mostly for this channel. I didn't add it for my AuthorTube channel because since I am still growing it and I have like just started it, I don't want to overwhelm myself in focusing on numbers and everything, especially because it's still a small channel. So I want to take my time with that and just share what I want to share and like talk about things that I would like to talk about, because I normally like to sit down and talk about it. So I'm just gonna use like these little literally like almost like a year in pixel that I was using for this as well. So on this day of the month, I made a writing down video where I just chat about my book. Then I'll have a designated color for that. Oh, this day I posted an illustration or a buju video. I would write about that. Oh, this day I decided to finally sit down and stream. And then I will go and add that too. Here you see I'm covering a little mistake that I did. Like I said tracker. I had my head on counter for some reason. Don't ask me why. I just did, so I made a little mistake there and I just fixed it. Here I'm just making sure all the little blocks are filled in, and I do some more building blocks for my very, very long year plans, just so I know when I posted a video and what that video was actually for. Oh, and one thing, the little boxes on the side where I'm going to count the minutes watched and also the subscribers and views, I do have 2 extra boxes on the other page because I didn't have space to put in the entire year's worth of it, so I just added the other 2 boxes on the other page. Here I'm just coloring in the YouTube tag with the brush pen, and I just decided to make the entire thing red on top. Like, technically the only colors that I used here were red, and I didn't really, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't add any theme for this or like fruits or anything. I just made it red. So we could think of it like as an apple or strawberries because, you know, it's red, or pomegranates as well. Whether the fruits are red. What was it? Is it cranberry? I think it's cranberry that's red, right? I don't know. There's a lot of red things, a lot of red fruits, and my brain is not braining right now. Here I'm just color coding the boxes. So I know what to mark off that I posted in the month. So if I'm having a mental health day and like the villains in my head go, "You're not doing anything," blah 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 blah, my brain, I can just go back here and be like, no 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 no, I did a lot. You see, I posted all the days I said I was gonna post. Everything is okay. And on this page, it is for my YouTube video ideas. I am kind of tired of getting video requests and ideas and jotting them somewhere and never finding them ever again. So I decided to make this page just to do this. So I have my little box with requested. I'm not really gonna draw the R, or maybe I will. I don't know. I'm weird. On all of my little boxes that I'll do, and then oh, I had an idea for doing this, and then I'll just write it down. Oh, someone requested for me to draw some character in my style. Then I'll go and I will write that down over there. So then when I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do this week? I don't want to do the same video this week. I can just get here, just go to this page and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do because it's something new, it's different. I kind of feel it's fun, it's exciting. Oh, it was requested, then I'm going to do this requested video. So I don't get lost in the sea of thought. It's just there and I know I can do it. And I just finish off by decorating a couple of cute little stars here and there because sparkles are our friends. So we are on the last two spreads of this video. I know, guys, we made it. We made it! We made it! And the theme was peaches for this page. And this is my shop planner page. I made it actually very simple. I really made it extremely simple this year. I didn't add a whole bunch of things. I just added the most important parts of it, which is shop update. I left some open blank spaces for me to write down if I'm gonna have mini shop updates or I'm gonna have a flash sale or something like that. Then I can write it down, or maybe like I go crazy and I decide to have another shop update in the middle of the year besides the ones that I have already planned. So technically that's what I did, and then I'll just write down the things that I intend to do for that shop update. Okay, I want to make new stickers. This is the theme. Stickers, like the sticker and the theme. I want to make 2 or 3 new prints. This is the theme. It goes along with the stickers, so it's all in one collection like I did before, just like connecting one with the other. Okay, these are all the ones I did for the shop update. Then on the other one, next shop update, what is the collection going to be? It's going to be this. And then on the other sides, if I have like a mini update that I'm just adding a couple of new things that I wanted to add to the store, then I can just add it and I just write down all the things that I'm adding. Oh, it's stickers or something like that, so, or prints, and then I'll just go and I add those there too. I used the very pastel-y colored brush pens to make sure everything is like nice and cute and pastel-y. And I used blue, guys! I used blue again because I barely use blue in my setups. Blue! And then I just go and I start coloring the peaches, and yes, every time I color in the peaches, they get more colorful. And now we're on the last spread of this really huge planner that I did. And it is my idea dump. My initial thought for this was for this to be used only for my store, but I changed my mind and now I decided it's mostly going to be like a more general thing. It's not only going to be for my store, but I'm also going to include things for future journal or theme ideas, and I'll just dump it all here, and I'll just leave my brain dumps that I normally have for the monthly views just to like get things out of my head so I can organize things and have them organized everywhere. Like, if this ends up being just for my store, then it's gonna be used just for my store, but in general, it's just gonna be something a little bit more wide. I know I'm not gonna use it for my videos because I already have a place to store my videos, so it's mostly gonna be a lot of thought process for either like my store or for planning my next theme for my journal, for like all the monthly the monthly setups and everything. So I just let it very vague with this one, and I'm actually very happy with this page. And after a while, I decided to do strawberries. Yes, and these are my very long step up for 2026. I hope 2026 is as beautiful as this journal step up is, because I was pretty happy when I bought this planner. I really hope I get to use it, and it actually helps me become even more organized throughout the year, more than my normal bullet journal did, especially with the flexibility that I know that a happy planner has. So now let's just go into the view of everything we saw here, and thank you guys so much for sitting here with me and watching me do all these pages. It was a long one and it took me a while, but we made it. We made it through this entire video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will check you guys next week or even this week for another video, and I hope you guys are having a great end of the year, and I will catch you guys again. If you guys want more creativity for other Buju's, there are more links here in the card. Well, probably not in the cards, but it's gonna show up on the screen, and I will catch you guys next week or this week for more videos. Have a great day, week, year. Bye guys.